statement from Coach, and we'll jump into questions.
Oh, man, it's great to see everybody. See some familiar faces. Appreciate you being here. Great jacket. You kind of took his seat, though, man. Are you okay there? Are you good? All right, I'm just checking. First of all, I got to give credit to our student body. I mean, I don't think unless you went out there this week and were a part of it, the energy that they brought to us every single day, like we're at practice or we're walking in the building and not one single player, whenever I'm down in the training room or I'm walking through the weight room and stuff and I'm talking to them, that they're not like, Coach, do you see what's going on outside? Do you see what's going on outside? And so, man, our students were absolutely incredible this week. I thought the stadium was electric. Once again, maybe y'all saw some, but I didn't. I didn't see any tortillas. And, man, I just can't thank our crowd enough, our fans enough for that, because that just puts us in such a good position. I felt like there were 2 penalties that were directly related to how loud our crowd was, for BYU. So, I mean, let's turn it up a notch. We got another home game next week, and, it's like I tell my guys, and I just told them, we have another gear. We can play even better, and I think we can be even better as a crowd in the Jones. It's going to be rocking. So I can't thank our fans and our students so much, and I hope they appreciate how hard we played today, because that was a part of it. We talked to our guys. On Tuesday I introduced the team to BYU and who we play, and my second slide was all the tents. And I was like, guys, you got to understand how important this is, in our school history, what we get a chance to do and the opportunity that we have. And I thought they thrived. Just really proud of the way that the guys played. And, I know y'all are going to ask me about this, but, I'm 54 years old, man. I've grown up a football fanatic, man. I probably have watched every Heisman, that's since that I can remember. And I go back and I look and I think about, like, whenever this guy won the Heisman, the dynamic season he had, he kind of ran away with it, or this guy won the Heisman, or this guy won the Heisman. I started looking around college football, and, I really think the guy in Indiana, the quarterback at Indiana, is playing at a high level and his team's undefeated. The Ohio State quarterback's playing at a high level. His team's undefeated. Texas A&M's quarterback, they're playing right now, and he's playing at a high level. But, guys, the Heisman is given to the best football player. It's not given to the best quarterback. They have awards for that. And if you can't say that Jacob Rodriguez at his position is not playing at that level, at an elite level, right? Elite, as good as anybody in the country. And guys, really honestly, if you start looking at it, it's awesome because people have been putting these stats together. The things he's doing compared to linebackers that were actually there at the Heisman race, or we're talking about at the Heisman race. So, and I know our Lubbock media will keep pushing it, but, man, anybody that's national in here, you should push it, because that kid deserves to be a part of that. He really does. And he is great for college football. Absolutely great for college football. So, with that, I'll open up with questions. You don't get the first one, man. You're going to get there. I love you.
The defense avoided distractions, limiting the Cougars to only 5 plays in the first 3 quarters in your territory. Jacob was Jacob. Yeah. How complete was this game, and what message does it send to the rest of the country?
And, our defense has played at a really high level all year long. One thing that I talked to them is, dominate up front. We wanted to stop the run. I mean, that's the number 1 running back in the Big 12, yardage-wise, LJ. And, I mean, I love LJ. And that's the number 1 running back. And then that quarterback has been electric with his feet. And they have a really good offensive line. So we stopped the run. And when you do that, you got a chance to rush the passer. But then the other thing we did, we had 1 on special teams, and then we had 2 on defense. We took 3. Y'all know how much I like that. And I told the defense, I said, guys, if we'll go take 3 turnovers, go take it. Not what the offense does, but in the turnover margin, but what we do as a defense, and we stop the run, we'll win the game. And they came out and they did it at a high level. I was really proud of our guys. And then the other thing, you've seen it the last 2 weeks, Cole Wisniewski is an elite tackler. And we always talk about making people drive the field against our defense. Get the ball down and make them drive the field. I thought he did a phenomenal job tackling today.
Not sexy, but special teams made a difference in this game. Can you give some props to your special teams?
Yeah, I thought, if you go through it, I mean, the first punt was, a really tough punt to field, and they muffed it. And Ashton Hampton, redshirt freshman out of Pearland, was there to get on it, and that kind of set us up for our first score. Once again, Stone has come up big. He made all his extra points, so that was impressive since he missed one last week. But some really big field goals. I thought Jack did a great job. I thought the cover team did a great job. I think he ended up his punts. I think he was like at 5 punts for 52.8 yards. And he misunderstood one, or it's probably even longer on the second to the last punt.
Mike over here.
You were hired 4 years ago to the day. I'm curious if you ever dreamed this big, and how important was it to take advantage of this moment today?
This moment was huge. It was big from the standpoint of we knew you start off on Tuesday, you're in the CFP, and it's the first time that Texas Tech has been in that conversation. And so we know how big it was. But dreaming of this moment is huge, but expecting this moment, I mean, where's Kirby? We expected this moment, didn't we? Like, I'm telling you, when I sit in there with President Skuvanek and Cody Campbell and Dusty Womble and Kirby in that interview and Sammy Morris, and, man, this is what we expected, without a doubt. Now, we expected to win this game. We got a game next week, and we got a game against West Virginia. This game right here means nothing other than we went 1-0 against a really good football team, and so we got to have the 24-hour rule and get better. But I'm telling you, you've been around me a long time. I expect to win, man, and I just can't thank our people that put so much work in it. Our administration, Cody, Gary Peterson, Mike Wallace, John Sellers, on and on and on of guys, and then the rest are Texas Tech Red Raider Nation that gave to the Matador Club. We went out and got some really good players, and we were able to retain the players that we needed to retain, and it paid off today.
Go, Andrew.
Great hair, man.
Thank you. Coach, you played Colorado last year. Came up short. Can you describe how this team is built to win in November and pushing towards the playoff now?
Yeah, I thought about that a lot this morning. I was laying there getting ready to go down to the staff meeting, and the one thing last year, we jumped out on Colorado, and then we had some unfortunate things go one way or the other. The one thing that makes this team different is we can rely on a defense. Anytime, no matter what's going on in football at any level, if you can play defense and run the football, you're going to have an opportunity to be in games. And if you're just relying on throwing the football, if you're just relying, you can win games, but to win at a high level, you've got to do those things. And man, Shill's got those guys dialed in. Lee Hunter is a big part of that. He is a huge voice right now. He has really stepped up in the absence of Skylar Gill-Howard, and so I'm really proud of those guys. And then I'm proud of my young backs. We lost Taj Brooks. I turned to Taj today after one of Cam's run, and I said, man, that's you right there. Like, he helped those guys grow up last year in that room. And, losing Q before the season started, I think everybody was nervous about a run game, but man, those two guys have done a great job running the football.
Tie on the third, Walden. Keep going.
There was a handful of plays where your special teams, your defense kind of set you up near the red zone, and then your offense stalled out a little bit. What was your assessment of that, and what needs to change in the next few games before you get to Big 12 and playoffs?
Yeah, we got to catch the ball. Like, we got 2 touchdowns on the last 2 plays. I mean, are they tough catches? They're tough catches, but – I mean, we've got elite receivers. Those guys want to play on Saturday and they want to play on Sunday. If you're going to do that, you got to catch the ball. So going into half, I went for it. Mac, felt like, the play before, we drop a pass. He felt like he had a good play. The next play, we drop a pass, and so you got to catch the balls, in the end zone. And then you got to continue to run the ball. I mean, the run really sets up what we do, throwing the ball down the field. But at the end of the day, you got to execute. we're going to walk out of here today and we're going to have a huge win, and it's 29-7, and we did this, this, and this. You know, there was a lot of times that we did not execute on offense. Very frustrating, you know, and things that we've got to clean up to continue to get better. I mean, it's good and it's bad. The one thing is we have too many self-inflicted wounds, and we're still winning at the level that we're winning at, but in a tight game, it's going to catch up with you, and so we've got to continue to get more disciplined whenever it comes to that. You know, we had 2 procedure penalties today that are 2 false starts, again, in short yardage. You know, we get a penalty right there at the end where it's going to be 3rd and 4, and we get a personal foul. I mean, that's not us, and you know, we'll address that tomorrow, and we got to be better as coaches. You know, we got to coach at a higher level.
Along the wall right here to your right.
Hey, Coach, you talk a little bit about the culture shift happening at Texas Tech. What have you seen with this unit in particular, and what are your thoughts on the field rushing after the game? Is that good or is that bad?
Well, I think we did it the right way. I think we allowed I don't know how many were still on. I did get to talk to LJ, you know, so I know he was still on and they got him off, but hopefully, you know, BYU was able to get off the field before we did it. I thought our students did a great job of not rushing the field. You know, as soon as the game was over, they kind of waited. The culture of this team, man, like, man, our superpower right now is just how much we love each other. Like, it's really cool. Like, it's cool. Like, Lee Hunter at the end of the game is hugging me and Cam Dickey, and he said, man, we're in this for life. Like, and it's not just the moment. Like, that dude's going to say it tomorrow at some point to somebody. And, you know, that's the team that we have right now.
Go to Phil on the left.
Coach, talk about Jacob Rodriguez. I agree with you that
Yeah.
he should be considered, but the high character he fits what you like, being a Texas high school football player. His wife's active military, and he's a high character guy. Does that spread to the rest of the team, what he does?
It 100% does. I mean, he's a leader. He was very vocal today, you know, and J-Rod don't really talk a lot of times like leading by example. It's just you're doing your job at a high level, and so he just kind of does that, and he'll say things when he needs to. Man, he was really vocal today on the sideline at different times, which was good because whenever he does that, you know, people listen. I come in there, and he was one of the first guys in there, and I give him a hug, and he's the one reminding me, like, Coach, this is not our goal, other than we wanted to go 1-0. You know, like, this is a big game, but, man, there's bigger games in front of us if we just stay on track. There's so much more in front of this team if we just stay focused and you know, keep coming to work every day, and he's part of that. He's such a leader.
I think you like my hat.
I love it, man.
Joey, with just so much focus on all the guys that y'all brought in the portal, but then you mentioned like how well Jacoby and Cam have been running. Thought John Curry had some really timely tackles. Guys you recruited out of high school. What does it say about those guys that they're developing and they're making a difference and they're homegrown guys? Yeah,
you know, it kind of says both. I mean, I think we did a good job of evaluating guys in the portal, and we've done a good job of evaluating guys at the high school level. And those guys are special. They're really tough, physical kids, and they care a lot about this university. But what's really unique, and Kirby challenges every coach in this program to, no matter how long a kid is here, that they feel like that this is who they are, that they're a Red Raider, that it's different here. And so whenever they are here for 6 months, or they're here for a year, or they're here for 2 years, or 4 or 5 years, that it's all the same, you know, that they understand, you know, this is home. And I think that's part of it. But, man, you know, you go on and on, like Sheridan Wilson, Ben Roberts. I mean, Ben Roberts is playing, you know, like he's kind of that guy in the shadows that just keeps making plays and you know, it's just because of what J-Rod's doing and then what, you know, John's doing. But, man, those three, it's awesome, too. Everybody wearing these mustaches. Those three have got really good mustaches, and they play off of each other. It's really almost like synchronized, the way they move and what Coach Wood, he coaches that position, what he's got those guys doing.
Go ahead.
Coach, you're already down a quarterback, obviously, and Barron coming back. He's been dealing with the injury, obviously. You saw him limping around a little bit, gutting through it. What does it say about him? It may have not been his best performance today, but to continue to lead this team and battle through the injury, what does it say about him?
Yeah, he's, he'll be here tomorrow, and he's going to be sore. I mean, we're going to be a sore football team. We played a really good football team, very physical, very big. And so we're going to be like we are every Sunday, man. We're going to be banged up, football banged up. As far as I know, we didn't lose anybody in the game or anything like that. He does a great job taking care of his body to get ready to play. Mike does a great job of planning his practice week out, and Mac does a good job of getting him ready. I know he's frustrated from the standpoint he feels so good upper body wise, and he's dealt with this leg all year long of muscles and aches, and but I'll say it, I've never coached a dude that tough, after the game I hugged him and I said, "You okay?" And he goes, "I'm sore as hell, Coach, but I'll be okay. I'll be ready to go." And we need him to be ready to go. Central Florida's playing their best football right now. I mean, they should have beat Houston last night. And so we're going to have to do a good job of those guys. I'm glad they're coming in. It's going to be senior night. It's going to be packed. 2:30 kick. It's going to be fun.
First, on Barron, can you confirm the hairline fracture in his leg?
I can't because I don't know exactly, what, because it's kind of been a couple of different things. It's been more muscle than anything, but I know it's in his fibula. I said whichever one it is. I think somebody help me there. And I know he's really sore, but great thing about him and a great thing about our doctors and trainers, they get him ready, and we're never going to put a kid in harm's way if it's not a playable situation.
So, how much did the end of that game feel like the end of a marathon in some ways, right? You have the whole week of media and game day and the camping, and I even saw from guys running out of the stands, like they were falling out of the stands almost because they were so tired. How much did this feel like the culmination of a whole marathon in some ways?
Yeah, it was. It's exhausting, but man, it's great. It's great to feel this way. You feel like you're in a 12 to 15 round fight against a great opponent. I have so much respect for BYU. I do, man. They're I was really excited whenever they joined the Big 12 because I think that they carry a lot of weight and a lot of respect. I think that I have a lot of respect for them entering a conference and not playing an independent schedule like other people. Y'all already know who that is. And so I have a lot of respect for that. They're earning their right just like everybody but a couple of people in the nation are earning their right through conference play, and playing in some really tough places. And it was the game itself seems like a marathon, but the week, I'm really proud of our guys because the thing that I kept asking, I said it last night in our team meeting, I kept saying it this morning, man, make it about the football, make it about the football, make it about the football.
Finish this up, Don.
Following up on that, as much activity as there was in Raderville this week and you needing to be up early on game day set, how much did you sleep last night?
Not a lot, man. I was geared up, and we watched Predator Badland, and I love Predators, the Predator movie, so I was geeked up after that anyway, and I got my vanilla and chocolate ice cream with a little caramel on it, for our night snack, and went up. I actually watched the end of the UCF Houston game with the guys that usually come up my room, Coach Clay and Garrett and Coach Martin and Q Huff. Our Scott usually comes up there, and we watched the game and tried to get to bed, but looked at the ceiling a lot, and just thinking about being ready for this game and how it was going to play out.
And then you woke up at what time?
Oh man, I laid in bed for a long time. So we had our staff meeting at 7 a.m. We had our neuro charge at 7:21. So I was probably up around 5:45.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all so much.
Thanks, Coach. See you in Dallas.
Yes, sir. It will be. And it'll be good for the Big 12. It will be.
All right, we'll start with J-Rod and Cam Dickey. Then we'll have Barron and Lee Hunter in the next group. All right, we'll start with Sean.
Cam, what did you see today from the BYU defense?
They had a solid defense. I think it was they were very tough and made it we had a slow start in the beginning, but I feel like we got the hang of it, and it was a good game after that.
After he's got the ball back after that punt, how important was it to know that your defense had you?
Oh, very important. It's awesome to play behind the guys. They do a great job what they do, and makes it enjoyable to play with them.
What's the best thing about the guy next to you?
Oh, that's a lot. I'll have to say the mustache though.
Hey guys, for both of you guys, actually, I saw you guys a lot at Raiderville. I saw you out there taking photos. I saw you playing video games. I mean, what was that like for you, and how much excitement did that create for this game?
Man, it was a great experience. It was, once in a lifetime opportunity, I would say, to be able to have a big bunch of the student body out there and just showing so much support with us. And it was great having them out there. It was. They were rowdy the whole time, and they loved being a part of it. And, we loved having them and loved seeing their support all week.
Yeah, they're great support. Love being out there. Talked to a lot of people. It was awesome. They showed up to the game today, so.
I think I saw probably 50 people in line to take a photo with you. Have you ever had an experience like that before?
No, that was definitely first time experience, but it was cool.
Jacob and for Cam too, you guys obviously last year statistically were a struggling defense. How much have you guys improved, and how much does it change the way you guys are able to approach games like this?
I think there's no question that we've turned it around and done a good job at doing our job. And, we look at the tape, and there's so many ways that we can play better. You saw on that touchdown drive that they had. They were just able to move the ball down the field with ease. And so, we are a better team than we were last year, but, we're a different team than we were last year. And so, we still got a lot of things to clean up that can make us even take another step. But right now, without seeing the tape, I'm pretty satisfied with what we did today.
You're doing a great impression of the Marlboro man, but I also want to talk to you about coaches in here saying you should be considered for the Heisman Trophy. What does that mean to you to have him say that?
Man, it means everything. I think having belief from the head man is huge. And so just knowing that, he has my back and I have his back. And, we talk about it a lot as a team, and then, just me and him, just how much we care about each other and how much, our love from, guy to guy on this team is so tight-knit that, we can play at a higher level, and we can play so much harder just because of how much we love each other. And so it's really nice to be able to have, people who have your back.
Right here for a sec. The open field tackling, very impressive today. Over and over and over. Can you talk on the ability to get that done today?
Man, our guys work so hard, tackling, and we've taken the physicality off in practice, but the emphasis on technique is still there. And so, it's great seeing that that's paying off, that guys are able to stay, fresher than they would, this late in the season. But, the technique about, taking an extra step and, wrapping and grabbing on the cloth. And it helps when you have other guys running to the ball. So even if we do miss a tackle, we have other guys there to be able to, knock it down. But, man, it was great. And it helps us so much with the explosive plays. If we can limit those, we'll have a good chance to win.
This is for both of you. What's the best part about this team this year?
I'd have to say just how close we are. I feel like all the guys, I love to hang out with all the guys. There's not like a dull moment at all, and I just love being around the guys.
Yeah, everybody loves each other, and it's so fun to be around. And this is the most fun I've ever had playing football because, it's not just the offense and then the defense and the special teams. I mean, it's the whole team. We all care about each other, and everybody means so much to everybody. And so I think we've just done a great job of being able to, I feel like I say this every week, but, mesh and gel together. I think, we got to be one of the closest teams in the country, and I truly believe that every single one of those guys in that locker room know that I care about him and know that everybody else cares about him.
Collier, Justin, and Colt.
We asked Reese Davis yesterday about what you needed to do to win a Heisman, and he said, spectacular plays. Would you think your interception today would classify as a spectacular play, and take us through that play as well?
Yeah, I think it helps. They gave us an unbalanced look, and so they shifted their tight end over, and they were able to motion their receiver off, and so we had to change the front and get it moved over. But we knew that they liked rolling out with their quarterback and getting him on the move because he's very accurate on the move, and I was just playing to my hook and doing my job, and luckily the ball was coming my way.
After the Arizona State loss, you guys talked about regrouping, and something you've been good at all season long. This is for the both of you. You now control your own destiny to the Big 12 championship. You have 2 games left. How important is it to refocus your attention to these 2 games and cross the regular season finish line?
Yeah, I think we've always controlled our own destiny, and I know this team is, ready to go, but it's the same thing we talk about every week. We have a 24-hour rule. Whether we win or lose, we get to celebrate for 24 hours or, and then we get on to the next. And, every single week is the biggest game of the year because it's that one. And, you have to take that approach to be a great team. And I know the guys believe in it. And so we'll get in, to the facility tomorrow and watch the tape and correct things, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, I have to agree. Big on the 1-0 mindset. And I think they're just going to have to focus on going 1-0 next week.
I was going to ask about the controlling your own destiny aspect, being atop the conference now, and you kind of answered it. But why do you think this team is equipped to keep that 1-0 mindset and not let the current position you're in become bigger than it is or needs to be?
I think it comes from top down. It's just something that we believe in. It's part of our culture. It's something we talk about all the time. It's not foreign to us. I think every single week is the biggest one. Every single game is the biggest in the country because we're in it. And, we don't take that lightly. And so we go out to practice every single day and, in meetings and lifts and stuff that we do, we have that intent of, winning the day and winning the rep. And so, if you keep doing that, it'll add up.
Did either of you have anything to do with this, or do you know who had anything to do with this, handing these bad boys out earlier today at game day? Because everyone was rocking them, by the way.
I didn't know till this morning. Somebody had told me that they're getting passed out. I thought it was pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't know.
Ty and Don to Jared.
Can you kind of take us through that fourth quarter drive where it was predominantly you, just your conditioning on that, and then how you felt after you got that touchdown, I guess energy-wise?
Yeah, that was a great drive. I felt like we all came together to put that drive together, and we just put it in the end zone in the end, and it's a great feeling to get one on the day. So.
And then J-Rod, how have you watched John Curry kind of play his way into being one of the top role players on this team, as well as a guy now that NFL scouts are really keeping an eye on?
I think he works as hard as anybody. He is truly West Texas tough. He's from here, born and raised, and everybody loves him. And he's got a little swagger to him where he can bring it when he needs to. And so he's gained the respect of everybody just by how hard he works. And so I'm really proud of him, and we're real close, me, him, and Ben. And so it's great to see that he's doing his thing. And but we all knew he was going to. We all trust in him and believe in him.
Jacob, for BYU with Bachmeier and Martin and the receivers, Roberts and Kingston, was there anything going into this game that y'all defensively kind of regarded as your focal point or objective number one that you had to contain or slow down this guy or this aspect of their offense?
Yeah, I think as a great defense, you need to stop the run. And if you can stop the run and you can get them into second or third and pass situations, then you earn the right to rush the passer. And so big focus was on stopping the run. Their O-line is really good. You know, their back's really talented, and they have a great scheme week in and week out. And I mean, if you can stop the run on defense, you know, it frees you up to be able to, you know, attack the passer and you know, change up the look for him when he's scanning the field. And so, I mean, just the same thing we do every week. We're just trying to stop the run, and then we'll go from there.
How well do you feel like y'all accomplished that today?
I feel like we did that fairly well.
Cam, I think going into this one, a lot of people looked at L.J. Martin as the best running back in the Big 12. But, I mean, and I don't know how much it matters to you, but you're leading the Big 12 in rushing. And then you and Jacoby combined for almost 200 today. I guess what kind of statement do you feel like today made as far as how well you guys are running the ball?
Honestly, I feel like we show up each and every week, and today we just added on to it. And, you know, L.J. Martin, he's a great player. Defense, they stopped him today. And, yeah, I feel like me and Jacoby had a really good, productive day. So.
And it feels like the last couple of weeks y'all been able to get the run going early. Maybe, you know, first couple of plays you're kind of feeling it out. But just, I guess, what does it mean for you to see kind of the persistence paying off? Like maybe if it doesn't work the first couple of plays, I'll stick with the run and then it eventually works out.
Yeah, it means a lot. I mean, once the run starts working, you know, the guys on the outside, then they have the opportunity to go make a play. And, you know, just if we stick to the bread and butter, if the run's working, just stay with it. So.
And seeing this guy from the other side, what's your message as to why he should be considered for the Heisman?
Oh, great person, great player, and he makes the plays when we need one. So.
Guys, you guys both played against Colorado last year and came up short. Can you guys describe anything different than you guys late in the year to kind of overcome a big late season Big 12 win?
I mean, I think this is just a different team. I think the makeup is completely different, and it's just last year we weren't able to get the job done, and this year we were.
Cam, Desmond Howard raved about you a lot in game day, even on Twitter, everywhere. How does it feel to like hear that from like an icon in the game?
You know, it's awesome. So I actually saw him, I think Friday morning. He was getting a haircut, and I saw him walking in front of him. I was like, oh, wow, that's actually him. So, like, hearing that he's talking about me and whatnot, that was pretty cool. That's awesome.
Jacob, first of all, I heard that when you were playing the video game that you forced an interception in the one drive that you did. Is that true?
Yeah.
What did you see there? What happened?
I mean, well, first of all, I was playing in South Carolina. He was playing as Ohio. I don't mean that like any disrespect to Ohio, but ratings in the game, South Carolina is, you know, way better. And, you know, he was like, you know, I'm good. So I was like, all right. And he went flood the first play, and then he just went check cover 2 the second play, and he, you know, threw a vert into my, you know, my half player, and it was pretty easy to, you know, pick it off. But, yeah, it was I mean, it was a great week. It was a great time having everybody out there and supporting us.
And just to follow up on that, you know, you're obviously a West Texan. You've been around West Texas for a long time. I mean, how much has Lubbock, how much has West Texas needed a weekend like this?
I mean, not so much needed, but deserved. I think everybody in West Texas deserved this weekend, and you know, they love football and they love Texas Tech football, and I believe that they deserve this, and you know, we're so thankful and happy to be able to give it to them.
And we'll finish in the back over here.
This is a question for both of you. After a long week of, you know, going through Raiderville and all of the energy and things leading up to this game and just getting the win, how special is it to just be a part of this program?
Go first.
It's extremely special. I know that from day one, all the way back in January, we knew he had something special. And so just to be able to see it, you know, unwinding how it is right now, I know we haven't gotten our goal yet, but you know, working there is fun, and you know, the process of going through every single day and every meeting and practice, that's the fun part. And so just being able to do it with the guys that are in that locker room and the coaching staff that we have, I'm just, you know, so thankful for this opportunity and, you know, this amazing fan base. But I mean, it's like I said earlier, like, this is the most fun I've ever had playing football, and being around the guys that I'm around every single day, you know, it makes life easy, you know, be able to come to work and get to work.
Yeah, very special. Just amazing to see all the support the fans have for us and them showing up every week. Love playing at the Jones. I feel like there's no better feeling than playing here. So.
All right, let's let these guys go.
Awesome.
We'll bring in Baron.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Baron, what did BYU you do to kind of confuse you or challenge you in that first quarter or so?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were a good defense. They did a lot of different things that we haven't seen on film. But that's an 8-0 team. It's a good football team. So I know we'll probably see them again, possibly. But, I thought they did a good job coming out. We adjusted, after we saw where we need to, attack space, what kind of gap scheme runs we want to get to. But I thought we did a good job adjusting after that.
What does it feel for you after this entire week for you to kind of take a deep breath and be done?
Yeah, it's been an awesome week. I mean, from the students camping out Sunday to, the game today, I didn't think we played great at all. I mean, there's so much more room to improve. Disappointed in the way I played. I didn't play great. Left a lot on the table. But, that's the good thing about it. I mean, we're, moving on to the next game, and we're got another one in the win column.
Baron, obviously you've been dealing with some of those leg issues. What has managing that looked like for you? And I guess, how have you been able to keep playing through that?
Yeah, all props to our training staff. I mean, it's been nice since I've graduated college already, so I'm not really in person classes no more. So, I mean, my mornings, I get up in the morning, and my first thing I do is I'll be in the training room all day. They get my body ready to go. There's some weeks where I feel like there's no way I get to play this week, and then it kind of comes down to hey, I feel good, let's go. But we're at the point of the season where everyone's banged up. So I mean, today was one that you just had to grit your teeth and fight to finish the game.
Is there anything in particular that they do in the training room primarily, or what do they kind of?
I mean, yeah, everything you can think of. I mean, from all the machines that we have to cold, hot to flush to really anything you can kind of think of, they're on it.
Baron, I know that you're a lifelong Red Raider, right? And I mean, so what is it like to get to be a part of a weekend like this at Texas Tech?
Yeah, I mean, this is what I dreamed of. Being a Lubbock kid, didn't really get to experience the 08 experience, so now I got to experience it being back in Lubbock College game day. It was awesome. I mean, the week was packed full with things to do, but I mean, this is for sure something I can check off the bucket list for sure.
Last thing, obviously the defense has stepped up in such a big way this year. How does it change your job as a quarterback, knowing that you have such a strong unit back there?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, my job is just to manage the game. To manage, don't get too high, don't get too low, hold guys accountable when they need to be held accountable. But having a defense like that makes your life a lot easier. I mean, if we can't score more than 7 points today, we got a lot of fixing to do. But, I mean, to have that in your back pocket of, a great defense, I can't say enough.
Cole, and then Ty, and then Justin.
Baron, obviously you played a very good defense, but where do you feel like you guys fell short in the red zone, and what do you need to improve in that area to turn more of those trips into touchdowns rather than field goals?
Yeah, I think it starts with first down, going forward on first down. We've gotten better with our pre-snap penalties, but still not great. But I think just moving that ball on first down and not staying at first and second and 10 or second and long. Once you move the ball forward in the red zone, it opens up so much in the run game, in the pass game, in the RPO game. But when you move backwards, it's tough to get the ball rolling again. So, I think you just got to be more efficient on first down.
You talked about drifting being a little bit of a problem for you early in the season. Do you feel like that accounted for some of the sacks that came in, or do you feel like maybe you just held onto the ball a little too long? Can you talk us through those?
Yeah, I think, there was a lot moving on up front, but I got to step up. I just got to step up in the pocket. I can't move backwards, and that's 100% on me, not on the O-line at all. So, I mean, that's part of the game. I mean, we're late in the season, but, you're still finding things you need to fix. So, I'll be better at it for sure, but I'll be better moving forward.
Early in the season, you were doing a lot of drills specifically for that. Have you all kind of moved away from those drills because of the injury, or is it just something that you feel like you maybe went back to?
No, I mean, I think it's just probably bad habits.
Baron, you touched on how important this week was for the fans, obviously, and how cool it was to see that. But for you personally, throughout the ups and the downs of your career here, you were just working your tail off to try to even get on the field for these last couple of games. How special was it for you personally to battle through those and get to this point?
Man, I want to win. At the end of the day, I just want to win. And whatever I can do to help the team, if the best thing for me is not to play this week, then that's the best thing for the team. But, today, it was a great game. Didn't feel great, but at the end of the day, we got it done. So, I mean, at the end of the day, you just got to get a win.
And then my second one for you, I asked the other guys this, but you now obviously control your own destiny, first place in the Big 12. These last two games are really important. What is it going to be the focus in the locker room? You guys have been so good at regrouping on a week-to-week basis. What are you telling the guys heading in these last two games to finish out strong?
I know for the offense, we're not happy with our performance at all. And so, I mean, as soon as the 24 hours is up, we're going to be focused on UCF. And I'm not really worried about, the rankings and the Big 12 and all that because we still have games to play. So, I'm going to get my body as healthy as I can for this next week, and we'll be ready for UCF.
Baron, considering a lot of your teammates didn't grow up in West Texas or even in Texas, and you obviously have the connection to West Texas and to the city of Lubbock, how much pressure did you feel this week?
No pressure at all. I mean, this is what I wanted my whole entire life. I mean, this is a dream of mine to play in College game day, against an undefeated 8-0 team coming to the Jones. I didn't play great. Offense didn't play great, but we did enough to put up 29 points. And so, I think this week has been an awesome opportunity for all of us. I mean, from Lee Hunter and Romello and David, from them never seeing, how the Jones can really rock to, you got kids sleeping out on Sunday. So, I mean, those guys are going to be Red Raiders for the rest of their lives. And, we just created so much more Red Raiders for this family.
Now that this week is over and mission accomplished, what would you say your dominant feeling is? Is it pride? Is it relief? Exhaustion?
I just think the job's not done yet. I mean, I think that we still have two really, really, really important games in front of us. And, if we don't prepare like we need to, that's something that can bite us. So I think this week is, hats move forward. Let's keep going. Let's keep moving forward. Great team win. Awesome for Lubbock. I'm so happy for this community. It's awesome. I mean, to have, a football team like this, it's been a long time since, we've had a team like this in Lubbock. So, it feels good to be leading this team, but we got much more to do.
And I think it's reported during the game by Holly Rowe that your injury is a hairline fracture to your fibula. Can you confirm that or
Yeah, I mean,
substantiate it?
Like I said, I'm in the training room 24/7 with Mike and his crew. They do a phenomenal job. Starting in the training room tomorrow, I'm going to be up there all day, getting treatment and rehab, but just trying to feel as good as I can for next Saturday.
We'll finish with Jarrett.
Baron, obviously it sounds like you're disappointed with how you played, but, I mean, with the way Jacoby and Cam ran the ball, TC making plays in open space, Coy, how do you feel, I guess, knowing that all the pressure's not just on you, like you can get the ball to those guys and they can go and make something happen?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, my part is just to manage the game. We have y'all know that we have very talented playmakers around me, so the faster I can get the ball to them in space, the better off we'll be.
You have UCF, but then you have the bye week after that. I guess getting a bye week so late in the year, right before, I'm sure y'all hope to be in postseason. How big is that going to be?
Yeah, it's huge. I know. I mean, everyone in college football right now is banged up. So I think to have a late bye week is going to be very beneficial for us for sure.
Baron, everybody's asked about Jacob and the Heisman. As a quarterback, the position that wins it all the time. I mean, can you give us, can you sell Jacob as a potential Heisman candidate for us?
I mean, that dude is my guy. Like, that's one of my best friends for life. And the things that he does for this program, I mean, we came in together. I remember sitting down in Coach McGuire's office without the new facility being built, and he just told us, hey, trust me. And, you know, from that day on, me and Jacob were like, hey, we're rocking with this dude. Like, this is going to be our guy. Let's build this culture. And we've done that. I mean, this is a talented football team, and it's led by Jacob. I mean, that dude is – every time you look up, he's at the ball, every time. And, you know, the way that he can cause and flip momentum in a game, there's not another player in the country that can do that. So, I mean, high praises for Jacob, and, you know, super happy for his success, and he deserves that Heisman for sure.
Cool. Thank you, Baron.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Baron.